Good morning and welcome to Travisso Luxury Living. I'm your host, Matt Menard, broker owner at ERA Experts. With me today, I have Kathy Meyer, sales associate with Toll Brothers. Welcome, Kathy.
Thank you.
And I have my esteemed colleague, Raquel Atwell, luxury agent and Travisso resident. Glad you could be here, Raquel.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Wonderful. So, gonna jump right in. It's a gorgeous day here in the Hill Country, but yet we're really pretty close in.
Oh, absolutely.
Travisso, nestled here in the Hill Country, Leander by address, but by commute, we could be anywhere. We're about 25 minutes from downtown. We're situated around excellent public schools. Raquel, you bought out here some years ago and have seen the community change and evolve.
I have seen it grow and just grow and grow. Watching the hillsides just take one house at a time, just new families move in, new amenities that are growing, just watching it develop and become what it is now, just one of the most sought after communities in Leander.
You know, there's really only a handful of luxurious planned unit developments in the Central Texas area that boast this type of setting and topography. And to be candid, most of them today would price out significantly higher. And the commute into town isn't a whole lot different. Now, when this community first opened, might have felt a bit more remote. You know, certainly it was forward thinking. But, you know, now with Leander being one of the fastest growing cities in the country, and, you know, that doesn't happen by accident, right? They've invested in infrastructure. There's great schools. And
Yes.
the way a community like Travisso is just in balance with its surroundings, the way that the homes sit on the home sites and the views and the amenities out here and are exceptional. I think we were talking a little bit off camera before the show about just how wonderful the options are for residents to enjoy the amenities, and really they're well curated. There's a variety of different things to do, but socially, I think there's a lot going on there too.
Absolutely. So there's an on-site homeowners association here that's housed in one of the amenities, and there's a lifestyle director that plans so many events throughout the week, and adults and children both. You know, there's a gym in that facility as well. So there's organized exercise classes, and if you just drive around Treviso, it looks like somebody's shooting a commercial every day. People are
That,
always outside enjoying how beautiful it is here.
I think that's very, very well put and aptly described, because the streetscape out here is amazing. You know, when you come through the entrance, there's a sense of arrival
Arrival.
of something grand, and that's something that I've always appreciated about this community. You just feel like you've arrived somewhere when you pull
And you
in.
have.
You, you certainly have. And you know, now you know, we were talking about how it was forward thinking and maybe even a bit ahead of its time when this community first launched, but now the services have just exploded around us. Retail options, great restaurants. I mean, Costco's down the street, you know, a couple of different HEBs close by, hospitals in the area. I mean, all everything that you really need to just reside within your community if you wanted to. But we're close enough to downtown to really create a compelling argument for someone that doesn't want to compromise. They want luxury living.
Right.
And they want it at a price that makes sense for them. And I think that exists out here, and it's one of the rarities. There's certainly many places where you can locate a new home and reside, but this this type of experience is pretty rare, and there's not a lot of comparable alternatives. Certainly not in this price point in the area. You know,
True.
we were talking also about how the market has created a little bit more favorable climate for buyers recently. We've had some improvement in interest
Mhm.
rates, and then coming off of the big run up in prices and values in COVID, we've seen things dial back down and get a little bit more into balance. And uh, the idea of purchasing a new home versus a resale home, I think, is quite compelling. You know, um, with resale homes, you certainly always have to be mindful of those nagging aggravations, right? We've got to be mindful of uh, air conditioner replacements, roof replacements, water heaters.
Right.
Some of those major items start coming up, uh, coming up to their time, their expiration date, if you will, where you're going to need to address those. Whereas, um, the new home experience stands in stark contrast to that, right? Um, Warranty. I think Toll Brothers has an exceptional warranty.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's nothing like the peace of mind that you get when you move into a brand new home, knowing that, oh, if anything does go a little wrong, that somebody's going to come and fix it right away. And then you get to, even a year in, you're reporting anything that might be on that first year warranty. And I think it's excellent peace of mind. And it's just nothing like moving into a new home.
It is. It's truly peace of mind. You eliminate the unknowns, right? You know that at least for the first few years, you're not going to have much to do with. We're always going to have some maintenance, right?
We focus with watching our clients as they buy, and in my experience as well, is when you buy a new home, you focus on the making it your own,
Yeah,
kind of making it your own home to enjoy and to live in for those years that you're in that home. And I think that says a lot rather than having to start over on a home. So I think that's something too that I see people really enjoy. And it's fun.
Yeah, and like you said, with the new home, it's yours. It was something that was created for you, uh, curated for you. You're putting your signature on the home with your selection, so you can really kind of make it your own and uh, write all your chapters in there. And you and the home kind of grow together. It's really um, a neat phenomena to watch personally as a homeowner and through the eyes of our
Our
clients.
clients, yeah,
Yeah,
that's always nice because each family has their own story, right? And the way they make it could be the same floor plan. It could be the same the home that's down the street, but each home is unique to our clients and that make it their own. That's for sure.
absolutely. So, Toll Brothers is known for building a very distinctive home product,
Yeah.
some of the best finishes in, what I would dub a luxury production climate where value engineering is still at the forefront. Uh, you know, Custom homes are lovely, but they come at an enormous price tag. Normally, at least double what leveraging a builder that has some economies of scale can accomplish. And so, if you look at the distinctive home product that Toll Brothers um, assembles and puts together for their homeowners, um, and how that fits within the community, what would you say drives people to a Toll Brothers home in Treviso, Kathy?
I think it's how a Toll Brothers home makes you feel. So when you walk into a model home, it's happened to me. This is why I work for the company. You get that feeling of, ooh, it's different than any other home that you walk into. And I think that the company has it down to a science because it's always been a luxury home builder. And so we pay attention to what people choose. And guess what? Over time, data science, we just whittle it down until we know what the buyers want, so when you walk in, you see it, you feel it. You don't even know what the it is,
Yeah.
but you feel it when you walk in. And
That's something that it's can be palpable and even kinesthetic, where you just have a feeling that a home uh, gives you, and it truly emotes um, in you. And so I certainly see it. The product is fresh. The designs are, dialed in, on point, and it just is steeped in luxury.
Absolutely. I always say our models are legendary. They all tell a story and they all will make you feel something a little bit different. And no matter how old you are, I've seen it happen with babies all the way up to the grandma that comes along as well, that their face will change when they walk in the home and they'll just, you can see it. You don't have to tell me anything because I see what's happening.
There is a certain luminescence that
Oh,
you just,
yes.
you know,
And when it's the one,
yeah.
sometimes I'll show 3 or 4 homes and you could tell all of a sudden everything changes and you can feel it. And it's very special to see.
Could you speak just broadly about the type of new home offerings Toll Brothers has within the community? I know you serve a lot of different markets, so there's a little something for everyone here, isn't there?
There absolutely is. So everyone loves luxury homes. So even on the smallest home that we have, which right now is around, just under 3,000 square feet, they still feel very luxurious. And, you can get into this beautiful, luxurious neighborhood at a nice price, all the way up to the most opulent, which are 100-foot lots, the Barona Collection. And those can go up to 2.5 million or so, and very opulent, but everything in between. So there really is something for just about everybody.
Oh, that's amazing. I think you've latched on to something there. A lot of the home product that you would see here that Toll Brothers has um, would be twice as much elsewhere. And this community is very candidly twice as grand. It truly is. So we've got amenities, we've got great public schools, we've got wonderful retail, and new homes. Gosh, there's nothing like a new home. In fact, the cost of ownership of a new home is certainly less than a similar resale home that's 5 years old or older for a number of reasons, right? One, um, you're not going to have the maintenance items that we talked about earlier.
Right.
Two, a home that was built 5 years ago is generally going to be about 25% less energy efficient because we just keep getting better and better at that. So if you can save a couple $100 on your energy bill and, gosh, just know that you've got this tremendous value, you're not going to have any scary unknowns, then uh, you have a predictable and quality purchase journey and experience. So, there's nothing like a sure thing. Let's pick it back up right after the break.
Welcome to Travisso, where the beauty of the Texas Hill Country meets peaceful, everyday living. Surrounded by nature, Travisso offers a quiet escape from the city with scenic views, fresh air, and space to slow down and breathe. From resort-style amenities and a stunning clubhouse to walking trails, pools, and gathering spaces, every detail here is designed for comfort and connection. It's a place where mornings feel calm, afternoons feel effortless, and evenings feel like home. Featuring beautifully crafted homes from builders like Taylor Morrison and Toll Brothers, Travisso brings thoughtful design and luxury living into the heart of the Hill Country. Here, life moves at a different pace, peaceful, welcoming, and inspired by nature. Welcome to Travisso, where home feels like a retreat. Come experience Travisso today and discover a place you'll love to call home.
Welcome back to Travisso Luxury Living. We were talking about a sure thing, predictability, and Travisso certainly has that. They're not making a whole lot more of this.
No, they're
This is
not.
a really unique bird here.
Very
We've got
unique.
topography, rolling hills, trails, amenities, and while luxury is in the fabric of every home out here, this is not a community just for extremely custom style, luxurious homes. Really, I think you can get into this community for just a little bit beyond the average price point in the Central Texas area, and then the luxury only goes up from there, right?
That's
So
right.
the size of homes, home sites, will vary a little bit, but you have a broad offering in this community. Is that right, Kathy?
We really do. I think people expect Treviso to be out of their price range,
Yeah.
but we've got news. You could probably afford to be here. And it's definitely worth taking a look because you get elevated. Let's just say that you get at our entry level, you
Yeah.
move into the community, you're going to be elevated by all those other super luxury homes over time. And so it definitely has that perception of a super luxury community, but maybe not quite the case.
Yeah. So, little something for everyone out here. I truly believe, great community. And, uh, while the community has evolved, it's been here for a little while. New sections have opened. There's still going to be years of building in here. And so,
Absolutely.
what does that mean, Raquel, for a homeowner who buys today, knowing that there's going to be future follow-on sections in the community, and typically prices don't really come down from one section to the next and the next. Is that right?
That is correct. And just watching and experiencing it myself as a homeowner here that bought years ago, it is something that real estate does for us, right? We buy our homes and we just watch the area grow, and even in a steady pace, your home does the work for you. The appreciation just kind of takes care of that for us. The community grows, and with them offering a variety of floor plans, the 50-foot product that they have is lovely and affordable, and yet, like you said, it does seem to appreciate from the more expensive homes in the community.
And while I don't think there's ever a bad time to own real estate, and it's always a good time to own real estate. But this particular moment in time, gosh, prices have come back into balance a little bit, and I feel like the market and builders, in fact, Toll and other builders, have kind of leaned into that and reached back in the direction of the consumers, and so there's really a lot of value to be had. You think about historical appreciation rates being 3 to 5% a year, knowing that there's going to be follow-on sections here for 3 or 4 years. You buy today, someone could buy the same home, for $150,000 more in a few years. And so
Absolutely.
just
Yes.
getting in uh, is really part of the win. So I think realizing the moment you're in as a consumer is really important. So let's talk a little bit about what's driving people to Treviso. Uh, Maybe not too specific, but generally maybe the last couple of people that have bought here, what's brought them to Treviso?
So we have had people that have kind of been sitting on their hands going, "Oh, is it the time to buy?" And,
Yeah.
they recognize the moment. And we had a nice young couple that's been renting in the area that have relocated from elsewhere,
Yeah.
and they were, kind of nervous about it, but we had a very nice deal for them. They fell in love with the home. I could see their eyes change. I knew it was going to be the
Yeah.
one for them. And they brought their parents in, both sets of parents, and got their buy-in, which was very important to them, and we made it happen. They'll be closing here in a couple of weeks, and it's very satisfying
Mm.
because they agonized over this. They saved for a long
Yes.
time. They wanted to know that this was the moment that was going to be a good value and the right moment for them, and they recognized it and they seized the moment, and it was really beautiful.
Oh, I love that. I've always found it interesting that um, young buyers will often bring their parents and try and get some buy-in, get some extra experience. But the same's true. There's plenty of empty nester active adult buyers here in Treviso as well. And what's interesting is you'll see the mature people bring their kids
Yes.
and get buy-in from their kids. So it kind of goes full circle, and it's fun to watch that journey. Real estate is one of those areas where you're going to have a housing expense anyway. So why not own if you can, and if you can't, talk to a professional in lending or a realtor that you trust to help you get on a journey so that you can. Because whether you own or whether
That's
you
so
rent,
true.
you're going to have a housing expense. It's been said whether you rent or you own, you're paying somebody's mortgage. So why not own and start creating wealth? It's still one of the single best ways to create wealth in this country, and there's nothing like owning real estate. And when I think of the American dream and real estate ownership, and I look at the environs here, it's just so compelling. It's
Yeah.
just so compelling.
Don't wait to start living your best life because everything changes when you get a new home, you move to a new community. Everything sort of gets better if you choose wisely. And so it's not just the home, it's your whole life that will be
Right.
changing when you decide. And I think there's just been a lot of people that just don't know what to do, or they listen to too many headlines or whatever it is. And it's like, hey, but tickety tockety, it's been
Yeah.
going by. Like, don't you want to get to it?
That's right. When when you know what you want to do, right, and you've got your set sight on a goal, um, then you want that goal to begin immediately, right? So it's kind of like the whole when Harry met Sally, right? When you know who you want to spend the rest of your life with, you want the rest of your life to start right now.
That's right, as soon as possible.
That's right. Same's true of
That
homes.
is
Get
true.
on the
Yeah.
journey, and start, writing chapters and fulfilling those dreams that you have for yourself. And I think this is a great
Nothing
place
more
to do it.
gratifying than to find a home and to accomplish that
That's
dream.
right. So let's talk about how we get there real quick.
Okay.
So most of the people coming in, they've either sold a home or they've been saving
Mhm.
money.
Mhm.
But you talked about people sitting on the fence. If you're at home right now and you're sitting on the fence, you think maybe now is the right time to buy, to invest in your future. Find a home that's going to meet your present needs, but also your future needs,
future
right?
needs.
If you have a home to sell and you're not sure about what you might be able to get in the marketplace for your home and how to get from the home you're in now to the home you'd like to own, I can help you with that. Raquel can help you with that. Or if you have a professional that you're working with now, great. But get some help. The builders in here, they will pay your agent's fee so that you can have representation to help guide you through the process that's independent of the great help you'll get from the sales team there. And in many cases, we can help you move from your present home to your future home in the most seamless manner possible, maybe even save you a little bit of money along the way.
Yeah.
So um, just, I know a lot of people get stuck, right? It's like, I don't even know where to start. Someone will come in, I'm ready to buy, but they just walked in, they hadn't really thought about it too much. And it's like, well, gosh, I don't even know what I can sell my home for, where to begin, how to get there. And that's when having a professional like Raquel or myself, or any of the number of great people out there in the industry, could help kind of guide them through that process. I strongly recommend having somebody participate in that process with you and help guide you through and navigate through those waters.
It is. It's super helpful. I
Mm.
think we've done it so many times. I've seen families really, they don't know where to begin, and just a helping hand to get the whole process started makes a big difference.
We've even had folks that have been stuck in a long-term lease. They moved here, they weren't sure where they wanted to live, so they signed a 12-month lease, and then it's like, well, we'll do some looking around, we can take our time, and then they wander in and they fall in love, but they've got 10 months left on their lease, and there's maybe some financial pain associated with that. We've been able to help our clients in the past make that transaction financially neutral and not be burdened by the impact of exiting that lease early. So that's another way that we can help people that are maybe sitting on their hands or feel stuck or not really know what the next step is, move along through the process.
Yeah.
So, do you think there are some benefits to having an agent as part of the process? For your home
Absolutely.
buyers?
Yes. Well, real estate is so complex. How can you ever expect to have yourself be the expert on something that is so important, the biggest purchase you're going to make in your life?
Well, I can just ask ChatGPT, right?
Exactly.
See what Claude has to say about it.
I think you want a human being for this one. It's
think
kind
you're
of a
right.
big deal.
I think you're right.
Yeah. So, and it's so important. Real estate is half psychology sometimes. It's like, oh, if you really are feeling unsure, is this the right time? I mean, it's just really nice to have somebody who does this all day, every day to go, no, this definitely is. Here's why. I can give you some factual data that's going to help you make this decision. Or even, hey, if you're feeling this nervous or if you don't have everything quite in order, let's look knowing that you're going to buy in 6 months. Like either way, it's time to start to get out there and look because sometimes you don't find what you need right away.
That's right.
And so sometimes I think just you have the blinders on, but it's really good to know the market, learn the market. You might find that great home day one, or it might take you a few months, but either way, it's never a bad idea to start looking.
That's right. And sometimes you guys will have showcase inventory homes that are finished or have a head start. So if someone's on a shorter cycle, they might be able to make something like that work.
Of course.
Or if they like the idea of really zeroing in on their home and their home site, and I think you have different elevations, even of the same plan, to suit different architectural styles. It's being able to have all that choice. That's one thing you don't get in the resale. It's just this, right?
Right.
Here, you can craft the home that they want around their needs, and I think that's really special.
It really is. And it's a pleasure to do that with people and just watch their dream come to life.
Yeah, it's still very fulfilling to me as a real estate professional, helping someone get into a home. It doesn't matter if it's their first home or their 10th.
Yep.
Although I'll tell you, if it's their first home, it's magical.
It is
It's just
magical.
magical. And it almost feels like you're part of the magic because you're along for the ride, and certainly you'd like to think that you're instrumental in that. But our role as realtors is to give people the information they need to make good decisions,
Right.
not to try and force them into decisions, but to empower their decision-making process. So,
And to reassure them,
yeah,
right? That's earlier.
yeah. So, gosh, Travisso, luxury, amenities, nature, convenience.
Lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, this is what a planned unit development should be. And always enjoy my time out here. Kathy, thanks for making some time to visit with us today and talk to us about the Toll Brothers experience in Travisso. Raquel, always appreciate spending time with you and talking about real estate.
About where I live.
Outstanding. Folks, thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you again next Sunday.